So referrals, this is where your growth really starts to accelerate. And when we're talking here specifically inviting users to refer their friends, and there's been some interesting studies that have been done looking at, is it different for men and women? Is it different between age groups? And is it different between what industries you look at? And one of the things that's worth considering is that this referral strategy will work in all different markets and any different business, but it's just more down to a question of how do you set it up from the beginning that it makes people want to refer. Once you've got a referral strategy in place that actually starts to be self-perpetuating, so it essentially grows the business for you while you sleep. And if it starts to really take off, then you start to get a viral marketing campaign. But of course, virality is not actually that easy. And there's a couple of companies out there which are pretty good for developing that, such as Thunderclap has recently come in and tried to take the social media experience of virality and marry it up with referrals in a way that makes it very easy for something to become very viral very easily. So that's like one company that I would recommend you having a look at if you haven't already. To give you an example, Harry's famously did this very well. And excuse me, what they did was in a blog post, I think it was on the Tim Ferriss website, they actually wrote how they acquired 100,000 users within 1 week. And that's pretty exceptional by any startup. Excuse me, so a glass there. So the reason why this was exceptional was not just the fact that the speed of the referral strategy and how quickly it worked. One of the things that Harry's did, which a lot of people kind of gloss over or they don't realize, is that the guys at Harry's spent, I think it was the best part of 2 years, traveling around the valley, meeting just about everyone they could, giving talks and demonstrations at almost every hackathon, tech event, accelerator program that they possibly could. And the way they did it was very clever. So they would go along to one of these events, they would have been asked to speak by one of the organizers, and they'd go up and they'd say, okay, this is what we're doing at Harry's, this is what it is. And our product was, or their product, sorry, was shaving blades, razors, and shaving cream. Now, the reason why this was good was that it was this kind of marketing by stealth. So when I say that, the primary audience who they were speaking to were young, male, and generally shaved. So although they were talking indirectly about their business and about how it was growing and the code and the problems that they were facing and how they were overcoming those problems, which was a hugely inspiring story, but they were also marketing the business as well, very, very subtly. So when it came to them saying, okay, we're going to go for our launch now, we're also going to put in place this 1 week launch referral strategy campaign as well, please sign up to it. And so when they came up to that, they already had a massive audience that was ready and hungry for them and were almost waiting to refer their friends to it. When they go and actually refer their friends, depending on the number of referrals that they would do, they would actually receive, I think it was for 5 referrals who actually signed up and actually gave real email addresses, and that's always a bit of a problem. But for each real qualified email address, you would then receive like a pack of shaving blades. Or if you did 10, you would receive the shaving kit. If you did 25, you would receive an entire shaving kit and a month's free products. And so very, very quickly, this just exploded. And around the valley in particular, it was hugely popular, hugely successful. And a lot of people just virally just referred it as quick as they could. So some of the key things to take away from this then is that it's really easy to share. So they had used a referral campaign. I think they used Ruby on Rails to do it. And really simple bit of code. It's actually, the code is even still kicking around online, which I think you can actually probably just pick up and use. And the whole thing was that once you actually did refer it, it was a fun shared experience. And of course, it did actually appeal to people's core desires, because the whole thing about referral is that people trust a referral much more than they do a cold email or advertising or a SEO that turns up on Google. So it's much more likely to be trusted, and you're much more likely to get other referrals signing up as a result. It's a really cool case study. I'd definitely be worth checking it out.